Picture this. You're a project lead. You've just sat down with your morning coffee, popped up in your laptop, and pulled up that final quarterly forecast file you sent to upper management late last night. You're giving it one last casual glance, feeling honestly pretty good about hitting the deadline. But then, your eyes lock onto a specific cell. Your stomach instantly drops. Your heart starts absolutely pounding. You're just staring at the screen. There is an undeniable, glaring error in the primary calculation. The numbers you sent to management are completely, objectively wrong. Now, in this visceral moment of sheer panic, the natural human instinct is to just freeze. Your brain starts racing, catastrophizing the whole thing. You imagine this massive chain reaction, your manager furious, your reputation tanking, and suddenly you're convinced your entire career is literally on the line. Look, we have all been in the shoes of this project lead, experiencing that sharp, sinking realization that we just made a major error with some very real consequences. So, your brain immediately screams this specific fear. If I admit this, everyone will think I'm incompetent. Psychologists actually call this an iceberg belief. It's this deeply rooted underlying rule about how the world is supposed to operate, hiding just below our conscious awareness. In this case, it's an exaggerated achievement belief. Having high standards is great, right? But this exaggerated version tells us that failure is an unforgivable character flaw. It creates this all-or-nothing thinking where we suddenly believe one single mistake defines our whole professional value. But honestly, that belief is completely unrealistic. Literally, no one is expecting flawless perfection from someone who is on a lifelong learning curve. And let's face it, we are all on that curve. But hold on a second, because this brings up a massive, paradigm-shifting question. What actually damages your credibility more, the mistake itself or trying to hide it? When our iceberg beliefs tell us that admitting an error equals professional doom, our first instinct is to conceal it, maybe downplay it, or just wait and pray no one ever notices. But in any complex work environment, errors are gonna happen. They're inevitable. The true test of your professionalism isn't whether you make a mistake, it's exactly how you respond to it. We need to transition out of that initial panic mode and into a mindset of strategic repair, because the choice you make right in this moment, that's what will dictate your professional reputation. When we hit this crossroads, we basically have two diverging paths. First, you've got your warning signs. These are the absolute trust killers. We're talking about behaviors like hiding the error, blaming your colleagues, blaming the system, or just making endless excuses. These are defensive, fear-based reactions. But here is the hard reality. If you try to conceal a mistake, people will immediately lose trust in you when you're eventually found out. And trust me, they always find out. Now contrast that with the repair arrows: honesty, accountability, and action. These are the behaviors that actually rebuild and, surprisingly, even strengthen your relationships. By choosing accountability, you prove that you value the team's success way more than your own temporary discomfort. Think of it like a trust gauge. That needle absolutely plummets at the slightest hint of deception or manipulation. But, and this is the wild part, that same needle actively rises when you demonstrate vulnerability. Trust is not built on having a flawless record. It's actively earned. You create it when you show up authentically and take real responsibility for your shortcomings. Being authentic means letting go of the need to look invincible. When you openly admit an error, you are giving people a balanced, honest look at who you are. Sincerity like that earns deep respect. It proves your actions match your words, even when it is incredibly uncomfortable to do so. So, to actively earn that trust, we have to flip the script. To properly repair a mistake, we have to view it simply as feedback. Organizations know mistakes happen. They are just unavoidable stepping stones on the learning curve. The trick is to analyze the event objectively. Put on your detective hat and ask yourself, what exactly went wrong here? Was I lacking effort, or did I just use the wrong strategy? And here is the absolute golden rule. Remember that your performance failed, not you. Do not tell yourself you aren't smart enough or capable enough. That's turning a simple error into a character flaw. By separating your identity from the mistake, you shut down that self-destructive blame and actually open the door to fixing the problem. Okay, mindset shifted? Good. Now it is time for execution. We are moving from reflection straight into action. What we have here is an actionable step-by-step playbook. These are 5 practical actions designed not just to neutralize your mistake, but to actually boost your professional reputation in the process. This is where you take total control of the narrative and really step up to the plate. Let's pace through these step by step. Step 1, admit the error quickly. Don't sit on it. Speaking up without undue delay means you can fix the issue while it's still small and manageable. Waiting just makes everything worse. Step 2, state the facts clearly. Be direct,
Be accurate. Don't be vague or leave any room for misinterpretation. Step 3. Don't over-explain or blame. Keep it incredibly concise. Over-excusing just makes you look defensive, and it totally weakens your apology. Step 4, explain your corrective action. Focus on exactly what you are doing right here, right now to address the realistic consequences of the error. And finally, step 5, explain your prevention plan. This proves you've analyzed what went wrong and are taking steps to ensure you won't make the exact same mistake twice. Stepping up like this, that shows immense leadership.
Let's hear what this actually sounds like in the real world. Imagine saying this. I found an error in the forecast I sent yesterday. The correct figure is X. I've corrected the analysis and added a verification step before future reports. Notice the tone there. It's calm, it's professional. There's no panicked rambling, there's no groveling, and absolutely no over-apologizing. But it hits all 5 steps perfectly. It admits the error immediately, gives the exact facts, avoids all the defensive excuses, explains the correction, and puts a verification step in place so it doesn't happen again. That is exactly how you execute the playbook.
Which brings us to the core formula, the absolute biggest takeaway of our explainer today. Honesty plus responsibility plus corrective action equals credibility. When you bring a solution right alongside your problem, you are acting as a true partner to your manager and your entire team. You are proving in real time that you handle adversity with total professionalism. Taking clear, direct ownership of your actions, especially when things go sideways, is the ultimate formula for being taken seriously and deeply respected at work.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Credibility does not require never being wrong. It requires being trustworthy when you are. The next time you get that sudden sinking feeling of discovering an error, just remember, it is not the end of your career. It's an opportunity. It's a chance to demonstrate your integrity, show your resilience, and prove your ultimate value to your team. You have the tools now. You have the script, and you have the mindset. Go turn your next mistake into a total masterclass in credibility.